Alrighty, welcome back to the Motion Podcast today. We're here with Marzi, and we're going to be talking about success and what actually is success and how society has shaped success to be this one thing that everyone has to achieve, but what actually is it you're trying to achieve? So that is what we're talking about. Malia, what do you think that gets you into the category of successful? Like, what do you have to be? Who do you have to be?
I feel like people just who have like a certain amount of money, or they have like a certain amount of cars, or like, you know, people drive Lambos and stuff like that. That's like deemed as successful.
Or like followers and fame and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, why is that deemed as success? Like, why? Like,
I just feel like people put people like that on a pedestal, like they must know better, or they must know something that other people don't to reach that level.
well, they're better than everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're deemed as successful because they are what everyone else isn't.
Yeah.
They're like a better version of what everyone else is. And I guess like people like some of them, I guess they promote the whole like hookup culture, like be able to get with whoever you want, do whatever you want with whoever you want, you know what I mean? Like you obviously got some men like that are like, oh, like if you're successful as a man, you can get whatever girl you want, you can do whatever you want. It's like a status game. It's like once you reach this status, then your life just instantly becomes better. But like, what is that status? Like, did you one day just reach amount of money and then all of a sudden your life's like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like saying like everyone else in this world isn't successful. Like no one's successful unless you are like this. But when you are like this certain way that people say is successful, that's like 0.0001% of the population. But it's so normalized because it's what is in the forefront of social media.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's everywhere?
I think because people just think like once they have that status, or once they have a certain amount of money or fame, they will be happy. They think that once they reach that point, they'll be happy.
What do you think makes them think they'll be happy?
Because they feel like they have like no stress in their life.
Success that gets thrown around a lot as like a thing that you need to achieve.
Yeah.
But like, what is the thing?
I just feel like success is when you feel like when you can live life comfortably, like on your own terms.
And you're happy.
And you're happy with who you are as a person. And I think having the richest thing you can have is like having a good like support network and having good mental health and all that. And people kind of get it the wrong way where they think once they hit a certain amount of followers or once they hit a certain amount of fame, they're classified as successful. But when in reality, you haven't changed since you had 10 followers versus 100 million.
No. Yeah. You're just the same person, but with a different number on your Instagram front.
Yeah.
And a lot more people know who you are. But it's just like, I think people get so caught up in it. I don't know, have you ever felt yourself get caught up in it to the point where like, that's what you think that you need in life? Like you're like, I'm not happy because I don't have that.
I think before, like I would always think like once I hit a certain thing in my life, I'll be happy. But I think
like what? How did you think?
Like I just thought like once I have money, I'll be fine. Or like when I hit a certain amount of money, I'll be fine. But it's not about the money. It's more just like I had to learn really quickly. Like it's like I could do anything I wanted and earn much of money. But if I'm not happy doing it, what is the point in doing it? Because I feel like if you're not happy doing what you want to do, that is not successful. You basically living your life for everyone else and not for yourself.
Yeah.
And like people are fine to do that. But if you're not happy with yourself, and if you're not happy with the life that you're creating, then why are you creating that life?
Yeah, I feel like someone that has a lot of money that lives a life of like Lambos and fucking Ferraris and traveling and stuff, like at the end of the day, like a lot of those people push the whole like, oh, 9 to 5, like, you know, get out of the 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy with your life, what they're trying to push is like, you need to be happy with your life. You need to be happy. But like, if you're not happy with your life and you have Lambos and all this stuff, it doesn't mean you're any better than someone that is unhappy that works a normal 9 to 5. At the end of the day, you're still the same. You're still feeling the same.
Yeah.
And the reason you want to become successful, or the reason you want this success, is to feel something different, is to feel happy. So if you have Lambos and Ferraris and all this stuff, but you still feel sad, how is that successful?
Yeah.
Like, why is that still considered successful? Because everyone looks at all these people that have all this money, all this fame and stuff, and they put them, like Malia said, on this like hierarchy of like, oh my God, look at them. But then you listen to a lot of them, and a lot of them are addicted to drugs, like especially rappers, addicted to drugs, like doing all these different things. Like is that really successful?
Yeah.
Is that like,
And they end up dying as well.
Yeah,
Or they
it's
end up
just-
being like in hospital. It's just like, are you really going to throw it all away? Like, I get it. Like, sometimes there's like a lot of fame out there that they can't even handle
yeah,
because they're getting like the security with them all 24/7. Like, it'd be freaking hectic. You know,
shit.
it'd be shit. It'd actually probably be, but they want to get into that lifestyle, but there's a lot of consequences there's like every time you hit a new level, it's like there's so many much more consequences because when you get more money, you start buying more things. You start buying more expensive things because you can afford it. So you have like a house, if you start buying a house and you have more expenses to worry about for a house. So it's like every time you hit like a new level, there's always something to worry about. And with like fame, you have to worry about, getting broken into.
Yeah.
People get broken into all the time.
Yeah.
People trying to, follow you all the time. It's like pretty scary.
And that's deemed as successful.
Yeah.
Like, is that really a life that everyone should strive towards? Like, it's good. Like, I think, like, they've done well, but I'm just saying, like, what this whole podcast is to me is me just telling people, like, you're not a lower version of a person than all these other people just because you don't have that. Because if you were to actually have that and you were to look at what that feels like and is day-to-day life, it's probably not much better than your life. But it's deemed as like this thing that everyone wants. Why does everyone want all these followers and all these people, like all this attention? Like, why? Because it's deemed as successful. But why is it deemed as, why? Like, I don't understand like where it's come from and why it's glorified so much. When 99% of them, if you listen to them talk, they all say that fame is like, it's shit. It's not something that everyone would want or everyone would like.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine every time you leave your house, you're just getting pictures taken of you every day?
Yeah.
Every day. It's like not one time a week, every single day. Every time you go in a shopping center, you can't go out. You can't go in public. But everyone's like, damn, you're so successful. That's so amazing. That's so good. But it's like,
you have to get things to do everything for you. You have to get people to do things for you because you can't do them yourself.
and it's like, and then the same thing with like Malia talking about all this money and stuff. Like, everyone, for some reason, including me, I guess, I obviously chase money, but because I listen to a lot of people that have money, I know what it is and like how dangerous money it can be. Like, it amplifies who you are. So if you're an arsehole, you're going to be more of an arsehole with more money.
Yeah.
Because it is like allows you to do certain things. So that's what I mean by it allows you to do things. Like, money is just it's just a tool to do stuff. But people think it's a roadmap to happiness. Like, having money is going to make you happy. How is having a Lambo in your house, how is that going to make you? Why?
Yeah.
Why would a piece of metal that's labeled as expensive? Because at the end of the day, it's just labeled as expensive. It's branding. Like,
Yeah, but it's just the name.
Exactly. Ferrari, all these brands that are just, it's just branding. That's all it is. They've just positioned themselves as like a
Superior.
Yes, exactly.
Or like a upper class brand that you can only get when you reach a certain level.
Yes. So
It's
they're
like Gucci,
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton. They're the same.
and a lot of it comes from brand psychology and brands playing into status and what you need to be to buy this product.
People think like they can't be successful until they reach a certain spot. But I think you can be successful in any single way that you think is successful. Like, you leaving a job and working on your own terms, that's successful. Or you being able, if your goal is to, live financially free and being able to do whatever you want, that's successful. Like, there is no success isn't just one category. I think success is whatever you deem it to be. But I think that like people put like a certain type of success on a pedestal, like they haven't got like a Lambo and stuff, so they kind of don't think where they're at is worth as much as someone else.
Yeah, their success, and like, look, success can be looked at like a status thing. Like, they're more successful than me. They can be, yeah, but it doesn't mean that you're any less than them.
But it doesn't mean they're any better of a person than you either.
I think that's the point I'm trying to get to in this thing. It's not like about like the whole of like they're not more successful. There's no. What I'm trying to say is like there is a point where people are more successful than you, but it doesn't mean they're better than you, and you're not successful in your life because you're not like them. Because I think people play the comparing game with success and be like, well, compared to him, I'm not successful, so then
Yeah.
I'm not successful.
But you can't compare your life to everyone else's as well.
Yeah.
Like, they could be working for like 30 plus years on something, and you've probably only been doing it for 10 years. Or, you know, they could be doing it the same amount of time as you, got lucky, or, you know, they've just been putting in the work for a certain amount of time and it's just boomed at a certain time that works for them.
Well, they've worked harder at you. Or
Yeah, they've worked harder than you, like, you just don't know. And they might be unhappy. They might be successful, but they might not have good people around them. They might be an asshole. You don't know what they're actually like in real life. So it's just staying in your own lane, because doing that and like it's just going to stress you out and worry you out so much that it's going to pull you away from your own happiness.
So how do you think that you achieve success? Like, what do you reckon you do?
And like I said, like, everyone's success is so different. I don't think success is like one size fits all. Like,
Say, like, for you then, what would you, for you, how would you live your life personally to be successful? Like, what would you view your life as successful?
I think like being financially free, like living on my own terms and just doing what I want to do.
Like working on what
Yeah.
you want to work on.
Working on what I want to work on, which I feel like I'm kind of like halfway there already. So it's just kind of like taking it to the next step, but then it can also be scary to take the next step because you are trying to go full time on something, but it's also like then you kind of like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens as well?
And there's always roadblocks, always
Yeah.
things that happen and
And it's
get
like,
in the way.
yeah, so it's, you have to be prepared for that as well. So work whenever you want, like having not really like a schedule, like you can just do the things that you want to do, but that's personally like the schedule that I like, because I've known what it's been like to work on your own terms, and I like being able to work on my own terms and working how I want to work, because I don't like living for other people, and that's just personally my life.
Version of success.
Yeah.
And then some other people would look at that and be like, you know, she's not successful because you don't have a big company, so you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then it's like that person probably doesn't want that. Their version of success is just being able to wake up and do what they want to do, like work on what they want to work on
Yeah.
every day. I think it always just comes down to like a level of being like authentic to yourself, living
Yeah.
for yourself, like not trying to live to be like someone else because you view that person as successful. Like anyone can be successful. It's just like, are you willing to live your life for yourself?
Mm.
And at the end of the day, this is what I've said to people as well. Like, people go like, yeah, but if I had this or if I had that, it would be so much better, or my life would be so much better. I'd be successful. Like, if I had this out of my way, then I could be, you know what I mean? Like, people say stuff like that. I think if you look at it, like, at the end of the day, like, I think success is like a lifestyle thing, but I think people chase the dopamine of being successful at something, like achieving something. So like people go, I don't know, say with money, they're like, once I reach a certain amount of money, then I'll be happy. You know what I mean? Like attach like a feeling to like maybe owning a car or whatever. Like if I own that car, then I'll be happy. But it's like owning the car isn't what's going to make you happy. The car isn't what makes you happy. It's like the journey there.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is where it comes down to like, say if you're like, oh, once I own this house, then I'll be successful, or then I'll be happy. But it's like, you're not going to be happy once you own the house, because if you got given that house today and you didn't work for that house, you're not going to feel good.
Yeah.
It's just,
But people can't learn to be grateful for what they already have.
it's very hard though.
Yeah, but why would, if you're not grateful for what you have and accept where you are, like, it's like impossible for you to grow, because every time you grow, you just won't even appreciate it, and you'll just be like, keep going until you have it all. You'll be like, oh, well, now what?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, you didn't even appreciate all the steps that took you to get to where you were. Well, same with like people like in their body image as well. Like if they hit their certain like body goal, their body weight, or their certain physique, and they're still not happy. So it's no different with you achieving a certain status, because it has nothing to do with the external environment. It has everything to do with you and who you are as a person.
Yeah. So I think that's a good way of looking at it, is like, success isn't a feeling. I feel like it's a lifestyle, but people tie it to a feeling, if that makes sense. Like they're trying to chase success because they're like, once I get success, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But it's not a feeling, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's a way you live your life. Like success to me would be like being able to work on something every day that you want to do. And you're building something that you want to do. That's successful, right? success at the end of the day, it comes down to wanting to be happy. That's why people want it.
Yeah.
Because they're craving like the happiness. They don't know how do I get that happiness? I need to be successful, then I can be happy. But yeah, basically what I was trying to explain before is like success, it's a lifestyle. It's not an emotion. It's not a feeling, if that makes sense. You don't feel like just because you're happy, right? A lot of people say like, once I get a house, I am successful, right? Like I am successful now. Not like a set point. Once you're here, then you're successful. Then that's it. I think it's just like a way of you like showing up in your life. Like, so like a way of you showing up in your life can cause you to get a house.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like whatever you feel like is successful in your eyes is like what you like. If you work on yourself every single day, like I said before, like your body image and stuff, like you always tie your worth to that. You're going to tie your worth to your success as well, because it's like you're not happy with yourself as a person. So you're looking for things to validate you in other areas of your life to be like, okay, well, I may not feel good about myself, but at least I have a good body.
Yes.
I may not feel good about myself, but at least I have like this lifestyle.
Yes.
That's like, but if you're not good as a person as well, like your lifestyle's going to be shit as well, because you're not willing to work and put the effort into that. And it's like a reflection of you as a person.
Yeah. I think success is everything. It's like having.
It's a bit of an umbrella.
Yes. It's like having like, you know, being happy with who you are and where you are. Being happy with what you've accomplished, being happy with where you're working towards. Like I said, like if you're working towards a house because it's going to deem you as more successful, it's a goal. It's fine. But don't get there and expect it to fix every problem in your life. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like Melissa said, it's an umbrella of different things. It's not one thing. It's not like a certain car or a certain thing. It's like everything in your life, like how you have a relationship with yourself, your relationships with other people, how you treat other people, who you are, like your morals. I think that is a successful life. You're living life in a successful way. It's like a way of living your life. So I think, and that's why your view on your life being successful will change over time. You know, some people view their life as this is successful to someone maybe traveling the world and not having to work. They just want to travel the world all the time.
Yeah, and that's fine if they want to do that.
But then some other people like Malia, she wants to get a house, she wants to get all these things. But that doesn't mean that either or aren't successful. It's just like, how do you want to live your life?
Yeah.
And if you're living your life and you're happy with your life, then you are a successful person. You're being successful in life.
Yeah.
But again, like it's okay to go through times where you're not happy with where you are. You're not happy with your life. Like it's fine. And I think not tying emotions and happiness to a certain achievement, like not saying like, I'll be happy once I have this, or I'll be happy with like that. I think being happy with where you are and who you are and what you're doing and what path you're on, that's like the ultimate goal in life. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah, because if you're not a good person at the end of the day, who's going to want to be around you?
Yeah.
Or it's like if you're not, I know, working on yourself, your business will crumble. And I feel like it's just not going to be a pleasant journey for you either, because you're not going to be grateful for where you're at.
So what do you think your version of success was maybe 3 years ago? Like if you were to think like what did 3 years ago Malia thought?
Just thought like, you know, outsourcing everything and just, you know, not doing anything, just being like, yep, cool, I've just grown a business and now I'm not doing anything, being a part of the company and just, you know, do
that's what you want to do.
Well, that's what, you know, like you see this like thing online now, it's just like, oh, start digital marketing product.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you'll be successful. And everyone's like, oh, if I do that, then I do whatever I want. But it's not like that. It's like you actually have to put in the effort to get a lifestyle that is like that. You still have to put your hours and time into a business as well.
And just because you have that business and just because you are doing this, and this is where all this success status comes from. Like people, again, marketing, people saying like, do this and then you'll be successful like me. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, are you really going to feel fulfilled in your life just posting videos online trying to get people to buy your course? Like, is that going to fulfill you? Because if it's not, then you're not successful. It doesn't matter if you earn 100K last month.
But everyone is like meant to have a purpose as well. And you have to try and find your purpose to make an impact.
And I think your purpose changes sometimes.
Yeah, and that's
People's
fine.
priorities and purpose change. Sometimes, well, for me at least, I've had periods in my life where I thought I was going to own a gym and I thought I was going to be a PT.
Yeah, same.
You know, that was like a period of my life where I was like, that was about 2 years ago. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to own a gym. I'm going to own this because I thought that's what I wanted, you know? But when you work towards what you want, you'll figure out stuff that you actually want to do, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
So like me working towards wanting to own a gym, wanting to do all these certain things, you'll do it. You'll meet people that do it or you'll see how it is. And then you'll be like, I don't actually want that. But like maybe a part of the business you like, maybe it is, for me, it was like marketing, like video marketing. I was like, I like that part. Like the video marketing. I like that sort of thing. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's a part of like what you'd have to do to own a gym. You'd have to market your gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I like that. Oh, okay. I'll just go into this sort of stuff. I never thought I would own a clothing brand.
Yeah.
Ever. I never thought that I was never into style. I was never into any of this stuff. But then I realized like what an actual brand can do.
Yeah.
Like the impact it can make. And I'm like, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. I don't want to make clothes and just sell clothes. Like I want to impact people and like do it through clothes because I believe it's something that someone's going to wear every day and it can have a impact over a long period of time, if that makes sense. Every day you can impact someone. If they put clothes on, they're going to be impacted by your clothes because of the message and what you're pushing behind it. So for me, that is what successful is now. If I was to own a gym now, I would not be happy. I would not be successful. Even if I earned more money, if my gym was bigger, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be successful. I just think, and finding your success is just being, like Malia said, like chasing what you want to do. And it's okay if that's not what your future self will do. Yeah. You don't need to have that whole
But you
plan.
will never know unless you try and figure out what you want to do.
Yeah. And you want to own a gym.
Yeah.
You want to do a few things.
Yeah, there's some things I wanted to do, but I don't want to do them now.
So what do you think everyone obviously could take away from this episode about success or what it is?
I think like understanding what you think is successful for you and figuring out what you want to do and how you want to live your life and making sure that you're happy with yourself as a person, because chasing external validation will only get you so far. But if you're not a good person or you don't like the person you are, or you're not grateful for the things in your life, it'll fade very quickly and you won't understand why you feel so unhappy with yourself. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you achieve or what status level you get to, if that root problem isn't fixed.
Yeah, well, it's like if you're not having a purpose, there will be a lack of like, I think, achievement.
Yeah, and there'll be a lack of fulfillment, like self-fulfillment. And at the end of the day, what everyone strives for in life is self-fulfillment, to be happy with who they are, be happier in their own skin, be happy with their life and what they get to wake up to every day. Not be happy with the car that they own, the house they own, or like material things. That's not.
But that also comes with aligning with your purpose as well.
Yeah, it does, and it's good. That stuff's good. Like it all has its good values and good purposes, but I think it's not the only thing that should motivate you or the only thing that you should work towards. I think working towards being happy with you is the main thing in life, and that's what everyone wants, is to be happy with themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end.
What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
About what?
What do you want to take away from this?
I just want people to take away that just because some rapper online or just because someone online looks like they have this expensive lifestyle and this successful lifestyle, which is successful, it doesn't mean that's what your life needs to look like for you to be successful. I think that's the main thing. Like, they are successful and they work hard and they do well, but that isn't what your life should look like for you to be successful. Like, just because you're not Central C doesn't mean that you're not successful. Doesn't mean that you can't be successful.
Yeah.
In your own way. Just because you don't have 100 million bloody followers on Instagram doesn't mean that you can't be successful, or like that you're if you never reach that milestone, it doesn't mean you're not successful. I think it's just, like we said, it's just showing up authentically and living a life authentic to you that you're happy with. If you end up living a life and you drive a freaking, I don't know, like a Toyota Corolla, and you live in a 2-bedroom house and you're happy with your life, then you're successful. if you're actually happy with your life. That's what success is, being happy with who you are, what you're doing, and what, I guess, purpose or gap in the market you're filling. Whether that is, I don't know, marketing, or you just work for someone but you like the job you do and you like the impact you can have through that job or for that company, it's fine. There's no such thing as like, you need to be Drake to be successful. You don't need to be Drake. You don't need to be anyone. You need to be you. I think that's my main thing, you know? I think a lot of people think they have to be this person when they just have to be themselves. So, yeah, that is the end of this episode. What do you think, Marzi?
Thank you for listening to this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.